Testing. All right. Let's do a shot, boys. Cheers.
Cheers to what? I try it.
It's still working. It's still working.
Is it working?
Yeah,
Should we just leave it?
It is. You're gonna break them.
No, it'll evaporate.
Let me just try it a little bit. Hold on. I just try it a little bit.
It'll evaporate, dude.
There. No, I just want to get them. Okay. Now the camera.
Go on.
Now the camera has fucking up. You're wiping it towards where the mic is.
It's good. It'll evaporate. It's fine.
Okay. Hey, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Alcohol doesn't stay wet. So
Says you.
that's a stupid quote. Alcohol doesn't stay wet.
Cheers to capitalism.
Cheers. If you're wondering,
Hate alcohol.
all right, we got a special guest on today's show.
Special. Been a
There he
while,
is.
eh?
I'm Dylan. Yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah, I'm Dylan.
Yep.
His name's Dylan. My name's Mike.
And I'm John.
John. Shit. Dwell in the shadows like Batman, and then emerge a superhero later.
I dwell in my bed sometimes. Just
Just chilling in bed, like, just relax, like,
yeah.
man, life.
And just kind of contemplate life, and then just like,
That's a good thing to do.
wow.
Stare at
Well, that's meditating, though, right?
I guess.
That's a form of meditating at that point.
Just laying there.
Except you're not laying down in
You're
that,
not
like,
sleeping.
yeah, like that position where you're just, like,
Yeah,
arched up on your ass.
I
Like,
think that's a common misconception. Is like, yeah, you could be meditating and not sitting in that position.
Weird pose, yeah.
Yeah.
but then, like, you reach a certain point of meditating
Lazy
where it's just,
meditation,
where
it
you just
works.
fall asleep at that point, right?
Yeah, I thought it would just fall asleep.
I'm on next level shit where I'm just, like, comatose.
Oh, my God. Sometimes when I do that, or I'll be sitting like on the couch just relaxing with no noise, I'm like, what's the most food I can get for like $6? And I'll sit there and I'll think about like, what the fuck is the most food I can get for $6? And to me, that's meditating. Go to Little Caesars and be
But it's always
disappointed.
$6.
No, it's like
That's
sometimes I go, I'm not feeling classy. No, if you live in Canada, the average meal when you go out is like $10, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It only gets higher, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like you want to get like something remotely healthy or something. You
Yeah.
climb up there.
Eating healthy at fast foods is basically like eating the VIP food at the restaurant because it costs more always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And is it really, like, that much healthier?
I think they take
Like,
advantage
If
of
it's
it.
healthier, you're not really getting that much food.
Yeah.
You're still hungry afterwards.
Yeah.
What it is they take advantage of people who are eating healthy in a way because they know not as many people are going to be buying salads when they go to the restaurant, so they're going to charge more for it, so they're still making quite a bit of money off that product. And it even works out better for them because it's cheaper to make.
Well, I feel like they could just put on the label, like, it's organic, and they can charge more automatically because it's grown without pesticides and all that bullshit.
And because it's not grown with pesticides, though, it is more costly.
But how do you know it's not grown with pesticides? It tastes the same as, like, the other stuff, right?
That's a good point,
Right,
too.
like-
That's probably what costs more.
So it could be, like, thieving companies out there that just, like,
And when you
yeah,
buy,
it's organic.
when you buy people buy cows that are they're grass fed.
Organic
So they-
cows.
So they live on a farm. They grow up.
Steroid-free.
Nope, steroid free.
Yeah.
They eat grass and they grow to their full size, and they're not traumatized. When you buy meat from a different like somewhere where they use like a slaughterhouse, like a beef slaughterhouse, they raise them, pump full of steroids, so they get big quick, and then they kill them. They live in a small little cage, tight confined, next to other cows. Right next to each other constantly, and they get fed like fucking garbage. So whatever they can feed them, like fucking corn grains and fucking just some other types of grains and shit. It's gross.
Somebody's been watching a lot of PETA videos.
No. But
That's like the videos that they show. They actually get like an inside guy with a camera like attached to him and it's
I
like
know.
filming everything in there. It's like
yes, I'm an evil meat man. No, the thing is that but when you eat animals that don't go through that shocking experience through being a child, to, like from birth to then. They're actually, the meat's better because the meat hasn't been stressed out. The cow's not weak.
Yeah.
It's a very good move. Anyway, I got a text to share with you guys.
Oh, okay.
So I get a text at work. Hello? I don't answer. I look at it because I'm working. I get another text. The nastiest fucking thing ever just happened to me. It's from my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
The nastiest fucking thing just happened to me. I'm freaking the fuck out. I say, what? 3 question marks. She replies, between my butt cheeks was really itchy. I wanted to scratch there, but I felt something I thought was a crumb or a fluff. So I grabbed toilet paper to get it out. and there was a fucking dead spider inside my butt cheeks. Entex.
How did she? Was it dead? Like, at what point was it?
It's
dead?
somehow
I like the delivery on that.
Was-
You were like reading like a children's story in front of
Yeah.
like kindergarten class. It's like, and in front
Basic-
of my butt cheeks.
basically the spider was climbing through, and it went like Indiana Jones on the spider. It was like, game over, bro.
Yeah, but does she,
Suffocated
how
by
does she know
butt
that it was dead when she got it? Maybe it was alive. And
You think she
Uh,
killed it? Oh shit! The plot
Should have told her that.
I know.
Like, that thing was probably alive for a good while.
Oh fuck!
So you went and grabbed it with that paper towel.
Oh shit! That fucking.
It's the paper towel that did it.
Oh, shit. That's brutal.
So the Cubs won the World Series.
Fucking weird.
Why is that weird?
Think about it.
They
People-
came back from 3-0.
People were calling it on like tweeting and shit. You know nothing about baseball, though, do you?
Not a whole lot.
I don't know.
But this
anything
is
about
like
baseball.
historic. Like, I'm not a huge baseball
So
guy.
basically, explain it to him because I didn't know anything about it either.
They haven't won a World Series since 1908, and to come back no less from 3-0 and win it, that there's two milestones there. There's not that many teams, if any, that have come back from 3-0 in the World Series, and then this team that's gone on the longest sporting drought in the history of like sports
Even more than
finally
Toronto
wins
Maple
it.
Leafs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like almost 100 years. That's 100 years.
yeah.
It's like 100 years since they've
That's
won.
close. It's
It's close.
It's
Yeah,
like
okay.
a year off.
Yeah,
or
it's like a
whatever,
couple
2
years off or whatever, but close to 100 years without winning a fucking championship,
And then they win it. The whole world
and
goes
they
crazy.
won it.
It's funny because you see all these people that never talk about the Cubs, and they're just like, "Oh man, the fucking Cubs won!" And you're
You know,
like,
who's a huge Cubs fan? Bill Murray.
Bill
And
Murray?
they showed he was at the game when they won it, and he was like crying
Oh.
because he thought in his lifetime he'd never see it happen, right? Like everyone was saying, this
Holy
team's
shit.
cursed, right? Like
That's
they're cursed,
sick.
they're never gonna win, right?
That's actually
So,
sick.
yeah,
Bill Murray got his like he can die now.
yeah, he
Basically.
can die happy now.
He can just die now. He's like, "Fuck the Cubs win the World Series."
Cubs win. A lot of those
I'm
fans could die.
coming.
happy now.
Robin
imagine,
Williams.
They like the Leafs winning.
Yeah, I don't think the Leafs. Fuck, they have a long way to go.
No,
They
well,
have to actually do it.
they'll lose now because they don't have Kessel. Kessel leaves the team and goes wins the cup.
He went to my team
Drop the microphone. Oh my god.
because I'm a Penguins fan.
He
so-
fucking left Toronto. Which is like, sorry, Toronto. Went first year with another team, which
He's
is the
playing his
Penguins.
best hockey in that city.
Fucking wins the fucking the Stanley Cup. Can't believe it. That's crazy. He left the Leafs behind him and did it. Now they're garbage. They're done.
The Leafs? No, they're okay.
They're
They're on
done.
the right track. They're rebuilding though.
Oh,
Dang.
dude, they can't fucking survive with them.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I used to do some hallucinogens, and you also did
Yeah.
quite a few.
We did do quite a few times, lots of times.
So
Yeah.
You guys were pretty crazy, right?
No,
Not crazy. Settle down. We're not like crazy people, right?
we were calculated about it.
Yeah.
You gotta
That's
approach
cool.
it smart, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You gotta know what you're doing.
Right.
But a really popular one was mushrooms, if you remember.
Well,
Would you say that's your favorite?
yeah.
For
it's up there,
hallucinogens?
like,
You don't have a defined favorite though.
LSD was a little more fun. Maybe.
What's the difference?
I
between-
think just at that point in life when we did the mushrooms, like being like a little bit younger, I think that's what really made it.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. So we went out on really like fun adventures on it.
Yeah, we would go out and just travel.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna run into.
Yeah.
There was one time though, and I mentioned this on the show, that we were going.
Like it just opens you up to like a new
Open
perspective on life.
Yeah,
kind of
it
thing,
definitely changes your perspective permanently. I would say
Yeah.
definitely permanently for the rest of your life.
When
You're
you're
Really?
first-hand seeing that way.
Right? So you can either get fucked by it for the rest of your life,
I
or
think-
like,
I
or
think-
actually it can open you up like to a better point of view kind of thing.
But though you gotta admit though, if you have a bad trip and you come back from it, that's one of the most like learning experiences you can go
Humbles you,
through.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think on any drug, really, some of them it's like you almost die, but other ones it's kind of like you trip too hard, right?
Well, and you make it out like.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
yeah,
I know.
I did it.
Have you guys ever had an experience where you've seen the same shit? Because that would trip you both out, right? Like
That happens.
you're sharing the same experience. You're like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like,
I would say
It's like-
that definitely does. It can happen, but how much of that is actually power suggestion as well?
yeah.
During
so like you guys are
well-
manipulating each other's like.
Well,
kind
you're
of
under the
thoughts, right?
influence of drugs. It's not even that. It's more like you can give a suggestion or receive a suggestion but your mind is so open to it that you're able to interpret it in almost the same way, I would say. Maybe even differently. But if you did interpret it differently than what the other person was suggesting, you might interpret every other thing that they're saying that they're seeing also out of context to make it seem like that as well.
So all of a sudden, both brains are just sinking.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Some drugs are fucking insane.
So which ones would do that then? Like shrooms,
That
I
one?
guess would be mushrooms, right?
DOI.
That's the one.
Super,
What's DOI?
super LSD.
It's
It's
pretty
like next level shit.
That's the one drug that I don't really mention too often because there's nothing.
It's a commitment.
There's nothing else like it for sure.
Solid 18 hours of
Straight tripping.
Yeah, it fucks you up for a
18
while.
hours, man. What are you doing during that time? Are you eating? Are you drinking? Like,
You don't even know.
you don't even know. Right?
chilling.
You see things way.
You're not hungry at all. Like you just.
Well, this guy ate.
He's never not hungry. though.
I ate like fucking how many pops? I ate a disgusting amount of fucking
Yeah.
food on it.
Drank a shit ton of liquids. I remember there was one point where we were kind of peaking and I don't know, he just wanted to drink liquids and all liquids that he could. And I remember we had a bunch of different bottles of juice.
Like you felt like that was gonna.
Did I drink everything?
Just about everything.
Oh,
So
we got,
what was this on?
back
What
to
was
back.
it on? What were you? What was
This was on DOI.
on DOI?
Yeah, this
And you just wanted to drink everything?
I was just
Like,
drinking everything. Yeah, I kind of remember it a
And
little bit.
he went outside and it was winter time up north and there's lots of snow out and he was drinking licking the snow and
He's
tripping balls at the same
Yeah, keep in
time.
mind, I'm fucking on a really
water is solid.
It's borderline not even being able to tell if it was real or not.
Yeah,
Really?
that drug is something that I don't recommend too many people do, unless you can get yourself into a setting that that's trip
Comfortable surroundings,
Yeah.
around good people you trust and everything too. Right? Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Is your environment, right?
And you need to be wanting to do it.
Yeah,
If it's
you gotta be in the
fun
right
on
state
you,
of mind.
then
Yeah, if you don't,
you're in a bad place in your life, you're gonna.
I'd say
you're
that
gonna trip out hard.
I'd say that with any hallucinogens, going into any hallucinogen trip, don't go into it not wanting to do it.
Yeah,
If you don't want to do it and you do it, oh boy,
yeah.
you're in for it.
Buckle up.
Yeah, again, yeah. Fucking, you know what though? But that creates people that sometimes do that, and then they go back and they're like, "Holy fuck, I loved it. It taught me so much."
Yeah.
And then you have the people that do it. They're like,
I never want to do
"Holy shit!"
too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I find a lot of people when I was a teenager, and I would talk to people older people and ask them "Did you do mushrooms?" And so you'd find it was a weird mix of people would be like, "Yeah, I love them. I did them a bunch of times,"
Yeah.
but most of them would be like, "I did it once, never fuck again." I was surprised by how many people did it only once and then just never did it again.
It's not really. I don't think it's a once only drug though, because I know a lot of people who've done shrooms and they always want to go back.
Can it be a once
it's never
only?
a bad.
It can.
Yeah, some people just wouldn't
More often than not, though, if they're gonna do it one time,
They'll mostly enjoy it, right? I think I
Yeah.
figure, unless you're hype. We have a story. There was one girl that we was.
Oh,
you remember?
fuck.
Yeah.
when he went to the movies.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
this is
Fuck. This guy knows. Oh man. Okay, so should we tell the story?
it's my ex girlfriend of mine.
Oh shit!
Has
He
a friend
has a friend.
that.
So
I'm not gonna name any names.
okay,
but,
so we went to see Alice in
she,
Wonderland.
she wanted to try shrooms for her first time. This girl never smoked weed before.
She had told
at
me
all.
that she had smoked weed. She's like, "Oh yeah, I smoked lots of weed." I'm like, "Oh
I
okay,
think she was
cool."
bullshitting.
It's like this, but being much
yeah.
much higher.
But anyways, he just so happened to have them. On
Just
him.
so happened.
Hey guys, I've actually got some right here. Who's next? But anyways,
Who knew? Shucks.
she was going on about how she wanted to go on a shroom trip.
I think she was okay. So first, what I'm first gonna say is, I believe when she first mentioned it to me,
Yeah.
I feel almost now that I look back, I was like, she was talking out her ass. I don't know, because she didn't mention it directly at me. She was talking to your ex-girlfriend, and she's like, "I really want to do shrooms. It's something I want to do." And I'm like, actually, so,
Should I intervene?
I can get shrooms, and We can do this,
It
right?
happened to be in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So,
About the only thing he's carrying.
so
It's like
no, get this
I
straight.
don't have a cell phone, but
It's-
I have some shit.
That was back when you didn't have a cell phone either, right?
Oh, was it?
It was probably the
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
He's right too. So listen. So this guy fucking okay, no. So so I bring weed.
You're gonna tell them.
Yeah, I bring weed too, right? She never smoked weed at this point either. So I bring weed. We go to the movie. We don't actually. I don't believe we did the mushrooms at the movie. When we got out, so I give her some mushrooms. I can't remember how much I give her. Maybe 2 grams. I can't remember. Maybe a little more. No. This is what gets really fucking crazy though. So
Okay,
we eat
before you say anything though, this guy was hyping it up so much to her that I think it got in her head, and then like she was actually at first she was excited, and then after she was kind of getting scared.
She's like, oh
Like,
shit.
in the end.
So
And I knew that was a bad idea when he was doing
So
that.
we
I'm
go
like,
to
no,
it.
don't, you gotta stop talking about it. You just gotta let her do it. You just have to let her do it. Like, don't say anything else.
And then, so we go to this really creepy park at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'll never forget that
give
part.
her
actually.
give her a bunch of mushrooms. Well, not a bunch, but a little bit. But she had never smoked weed either, so I'm like, smoke some weed. She's like, just right away. She's like, yeah, I'm down. Like she's like totally not backing out. She's riding this thing through. So I'm like, I don't notice what she's doing. So I let her smoke some weed. And then I guess the weed kicked in. She started getting really high, and then she started getting fucked on mushrooms. Like she started getting like fucking. We go into No Frills for use the washroom. She just walked past everybody, goes right into the employee back. She's gone. No washroom. Just walks into a random No Frills. Walks right
Oh,
to.
she just walked in.
No,
and
the employees came out like about right behind her as she came out. I was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go. She's just
On some shit.
yeah,
something.
I can imagine what was going through her mind.
And then we cab back to his ex's house, and they get out, and then I'm just like, okay, bye. So I would just walk home.
In the
But
meantime, this
I
guy
didn't realize-
ate some too, and he was fucked up.
I
in
was
his
fucked up
mind.
too.
So like he was in no state of mind to like play babysitter or anything. Like he's
But
like, no, I'm worried about my
realistically-
own shit. Yeah,
But
it's like,
he knows realistically, if you get someone fucked up, technically you are now the babysitter, correct?
well,
You-
she was safe with us, but
Yeah.
like
But I
Jeans-
in a way, I kind of did bail on that. But I didn't bail on purpose. I actually
no.
went home.
Well, yeah,
We followed
you couldn't be around that though. Like she was tripping out, and it was gonna trip you.
But
out.
I
It was
probably
like-
should have. Be realistically, actually, if I had stayed there and told her, like, listen, I'm on the same thing you're on,
Yeah.
and we're both on drugs. You have to remember that you took a drug.
Uh-huh.
You're supposed to be thinking and feeling like this right now.
Huh.
That probably would have saved a whole bunch of problems.
Oh yeah.
She was going crazy, man.
That would have saved so much
It's very important when you're tripping balls
to remember.
to remember that this is the whole purpose.
Yeah,
of
like you're supposed to
Yeah.
feel these things. It's not like you're not gonna be like this forever, kind of thing, right?
That's a good thing for anyone who's ever gonna do hallucinogens in the future. If you are
You're just
having a
asking
bad
yourself
trip,
constantly, like, is this real life?
yeah, that has happened. So if you're ever doing that, you're going through a bad trip. Try to remember that you're on a drug and this is how you're supposed to feel.
Yeah,
That'll
and
save
that's hard
you
for a lot of people.
It
I
is hard,
think,
but it will
right?
save
It's
you
like-
so much anguish if you can get through
especially
that.
somebody who hasn't done them before, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
it's
hard
like
one.
you're confusing reality with like you know.
The problem with people who tend to have bad trips are people who take too much that haven't first experienced the later effects of the drug first.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking mushrooms and you go straight to if you go straight to 100 on fucking mushrooms,
You get brought to a different world. You will not remember it.
you won't know how to. You won't even know how to. Your memory won't. Your consciousness won't be able to assemble the memories that it takes to remember a lot of the stuff.
It'd be
that
like
you're
a
gonna say.
dream.
Oh really? Is that
Similar
what?
to a dream.
A
Is that
dream?
the best like analogy?
I would say so. Like
Yeah.
you know when you first wake up and it's like, oh, I just had a crazy dream.
Yeah,
and you're
kind of
like,
remember it,
that's-
but then it like
chasing
slowly
that
fades.
memory,
It fades fast, too.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy because like even dreams itself, it's when you're dreaming, you're pumping drugs into your brain, right? And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
actually making you hallucinate.
yeah,
right?
it's
the
putting
what is it?
dimethyltryptamine.
right?
Yeah.
No, is
DMT.
it? Yeah, DMT. Right?
Dimethyltryptamine is what makes you dream, but only that's the dream. That's responsible for the dream that you have when you're in REM sleep.
Right.
That's the one you typically can't remember.
Yeah.
But
And I wonder how that chemical's formed. Is it just like it keeps cycling?
Well, your brain produces
Like,
all
your
kinds
brain
of
just
drugs.
produces it. Yeah.
with
right,
certain
so-
dopamine, all that shit.
So in a sense, you could argue for drugs that they're not that bad. I mean,
Yeah,
your brain
well-
produces them anyways while you're sleeping. So
Well,
it's
the
like,
hallucinogens are the ones that have.
but you're hallucinating in your dream practically, right? If
Yeah,
you're on
pretty
DMT, like the drug DMT does
It's in
exist,
your
right?
brain,
It's in your brain.
Yeah.
It's a natural chemical.
But on mushrooms, like one time I did a bunch, and I was actually by myself,
Mhm.
and what time was that? I can't remember which time it was when I did it, but I remember just laying down and just closing my eyes, And I remember seeing things in that hallucination that humans don't have words for yet. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that
You
happen?
couldn't explain what was
You
going on.
You just
Yeah, I know almost exactly what you're talking
You're just like you. Even if you remember, I remember what I was looking at almost,
Mhm.
but I can't tell.
Those words don't describe it.
No words
Yeah.
can describe it.
Wow.
That's the
I
crazy
actually
thing.
called it a Dylan. Like, I
That's
used
what
my own name.
You're like,
Your own
you
name.
can't just
Yeah.
call the term.
It
That's
was-
actually what we call it.
It was actually on that DOI. And
Not surprising.
there was like a symbol and like a series of colors and like vibrations, and it almost looked like a puzzle piece. And it also matched the feeling that I was feeling.
Whoa.
And
That's
it's just so hard to describe it, but like that's what I called like this
Yeah.
is what is this? It's like Dylan, and like even the way you spell it, like DYLAN, like the Y and the L, just the way that it. Like,
Those are the
it's
puzzle pieces
everything just
formed
like the way it felt, all of it.
It's awesome.
And that's one of the amazing things that those intense hallucinogens can do. Is
Give you perspective that
Yeah.
you'll never. They give some of those drugs can give you a perspective that it doesn't matter who you are, what you experience in your life prior to that drug.
Mhm.
The experience will be unique to anything else you could ever.
But that's
possibly
crazy because then at that point, a lot of people can't separate reality from the
Of
drug
course.
trip. So it's like they're all constantly wanting
With
to go
that-
back
with
all
that
the time.
drug-
It's like, what if this is the real world and I'm living in the
That's
you know
true
in this
too. I would
the
testify to
subconscious
that.
one, you know?
I would
Maybe
testify that
that's
for sure.
like why
You know what I mean?
drugs are
Like,
bad, kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, and
they
it-
can get out of hand,
And that's a lot of the reason why, people say like, "Oh, drugs are bad," right? So-
Yeah. Well, some drugs are horrible though. I'd say opiates are pretty horrible.
Well,
Painkillers.
Well, the hard ones where they pretty much ruin your life, like like
Meth.
heroin,
We won't
meth,
go
like that's
they're pretty bad, but
Yeah.
hallucinogens can definitely be helpful. But at what point do hallucinogens actually become like damaging to you? Which ones? How far?
I think you get bored of them before it gets like
To that point?
Yeah, because that's what happened to me. Like,
you got bored of the hallucinogens.
yeah,
Really?
like you eat like 5 or 6 grams of mushrooms.
I
It's
know.
Like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're just kind of.
So at that point, like you're just trying to take
Yeah.
more. Like
Well, yeah.
you become immune to them, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
thing is,
And those fun times, you can't really get them. You can't influence those fun times that happen on the drug anymore.
yeah, you got to really.
So you got to take. I guess you're looking for a different experience then.
Yeah.
Like I mean, to try on a roller coaster while you're at Wonderland or
I've
something. You know
done
what I mean? You've done
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
it's still the
Cool.
same. You got bored of that. You got bored of that, right?
And that was actually one of the wake up calls. Actually, yeah. I mean,
It's
one
like
of my
okay,
buddies,
I can't go anywhere from here, kind of thing, right?
And that's actually kind of funny how you bring that up because that's exactly what happened. It was like 5 or 6 grams of mushrooms, and my buddy and I in the morning, we went to Wonderland, and like everything was fine. But you're standing in lines for like
So long.
yeah. And you don't really trip that much in the daytime.
Yeah, it
But,
takes the highway because it does something to your eyes too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're ever gonna do a hallucinogen, I would definitely say nighttime.
In the like darker setting.
Yeah,
You
like
get-
maybe do it like when the sun's coming down. So like the start of the high, you can plan to like still see some daylight peeking through like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
houses
yeah.
and stuff.
Timing plays a big part too.
Yeah, and then like as you're peaking on it, it's dark time, and when you're like tired and coming down, like it's nighttime and you're ready to fall asleep.
That's probably it's one of the best ways to do it too.
Yeah.
It's a smart way to do it.
Some people do like I've done it too. You've done it for sure all night though. When you take like fucking 6 grams of mushrooms at like
you're
fucking
going
11 at
until the
night,
morning. Yeah, the sun will be coming up, and you're gonna be like really tired, laying in bed.
but you're still gonna be high.
Wide awake. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. When you plan to go to sleep on hallucinogens, like, yeah, you can
Buckle
go.
up.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're gonna start. Having,
Even being in a
Oh, wait,
room
so is
alone
it
alone.
actually possible? You can sleep while
You
you're
can.
Oh,
hallucinating?
for sure.
Okay, yeah,
I've
but-
done it.
your
but
first few times, unlikely.
No.
You're gonna be enduring the mental trip.
Yeah, I
where-
don't think you're gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, you won't want to.
It's too shocking. It's
Right.
too shocking. The first time
Yeah.
you do like 5 grams of mushrooms, if you start off at a high number, like I'm pretty sure we both did.
Yeah.
So- So when you start off at a high amount, those first 2 times of having that type of perspective are too shocking
Mhm.
to really get tired because you're just once you first go through it.
I believe that, yeah. But
Once you first go through it, like a lot, like a huge amount, it's shocking, and you don't remember it. It's almost traumatizing in a way.
Mhm.
It almost replicates trauma because you see this crazy thing that words can't describe, and the whole universe, whatever.
Bends before your eyes. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you-
actually
yeah.
like
There's
what was reality, and now you're seeing it.
comes apart,
Yeah.
and you can see all the. It's fucked up. Sometimes especially on mushrooms and DOI, especially on DOI,
Yeah.
you can see all the separate forces of reality, what makes everything work. Like, you feel it.
Wow.
So you kind of lose perspective of how a human, like how your regular human brain even thinks.
Yeah.
Because you have no choice. Your conscious is still there, and it's kind of trying to interpret what's going on,
It's
but it
narrating
can't.
what's going on and trying
It's
to narrate.
it's trying to hold, your conscious is trying to hold you together, so you
Right.
don't completely lose
It's
yourself.
like a defense mechanism, right?
That
Like,
drug,
don't
though.
totally go fucking crazy right now, but
DOI.
shit's happening.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
GOY?
One of the reasons why it's different from mushrooms, like, the chemical drugs can trigger things with your brain.
Yeah.
And I remember my girlfriend who took some, and we were camping, and I guess it's just the way it reacts with some people, but she went into what's called loop psychosis, where she
That
started.
sounds fun.
yeah, it was fun. Like, kinda. Like,
No.
looking back on it, yeah, but like, first time on the drug, and then one of the people that you're on it with, like, starts like legitimately losing your mind.
Was it your first time?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So yeah, she starts like repeating things, and like we're at a campsite, like not like outback camping. I'm talking like, like fun campsite with like kids and shit. 50 feet away, there's another campsite, and she starts like losing her mind and like screaming and repeating things, and like she started looking up at the sky, and like she started doing this action as if she's like climbing a rope. And
Is it daytime?
it was like kind of like the sun starting to come down,
Okay.
and she was like, "Life, life, life,
Oh,
life," and
Jesus.
grabbing the rope.
That drug,
Yeah.
It was like life is escaping her and she's trying to grab it.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
pull it
that
back
drug-
into her.
that drug completely.
That's
like she was like reborn. Like honestly,
Wow.
it's like something in her brain like jump started or something.
And she
like
never
that.
forgot that. She probably
no way in
still
hell.
like
No, there's no.
And the
remember that.
noises that like her like vocals were producing too were just like some next level. Like what
Oh,
the
jeez.
fuck? Did your brain just like re-jump and like you just like almost the way a computer would be like downloading information? Like she just like downloaded all of. Like,
She's never
life.
been anything close to that type of high either, though.
Yeah,
probably.
and it was like it just like.
What?
And like it was just like and
That
I
must have been
like,
scary for you though, because
Yeah,
like
like-
you've never heard her.
Yeah,
Okay, you must act like that before.
Get
It's like,
this. We're inside of the tent when this first triggered.
yeah.
And she like goes over into the corner of the tent, and I'm like thinking like, oh, okay, whatever. She's just getting up, enjoying the trip or something. And like she puts her hands out on the tent and then starts swatting her hands like if she's like moving curtains or something. And then I realized like I'm paying attention, like, what the fuck, something's wrong. And she's like, huh? And then bam, she like went into some new world, and I'm trying to like hold her and stuff, and she ended up getting right up and knocked the tent down from the inside.
Oh,
We're trapped on the inside. Keep in mind I'm high as fuck too.
Oh, you're tripping out too, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the zipper to get us out of there. She's losing her fucking mind.
and
'cause
whipping
the
the tent.
And so we managed to get out of that. And I remember like having to like hold her, like, yeah, everything's gonna be okay, like yada yada,
Yeah.
like looking at her. And she even looked at me at one point. She's like, "Huh, you again?" And then bam, she would just get sucked right back into like,
Whoa,
like
holy
losing her fucking
shit.
mind.
You were like her Mad Hatter.
yeah,
You again.
yeah, it was kind of like that. And
That's insane.
I remember like looking into her eyes, and like she had like teary eyes and everything, and it was like looking at like a Final Fantasy character or something. Like
Jesus
she has
Christ.
like brown eyes, but it was like crystally like
Yeah.
brown just because of the way I was interpreting it. And
Jesus Christ, the highs. That's a brutal one. You know what though? That is what I would consider a hard hallucinogen babysitter night. That's definitely harder than a hard alcoholic night. Or is it? You know, you're with somebody who's just like fucking demoed, and you basically got to keep them from killing themselves, from like walking in the traffic and shit.
I would
Wait,
rather be
like
with
for
someone
alcohol?
like
Or are you talking
on a
like-
hallucinogen than
Really?
someone on
Totally
alcohol.
wasted.
Yeah, probably.
But wait, so somebody on hallucinogens, you're saying is more predictable than somebody on alcohol? Because like I think it's vice versa, right?
I don't know.
'Cause-
Being
oh,
with
maybe
someone
you're
who's
right.
Because you don't know
belligerent
what's going to happen with somebody who's
Hold on.
belligerent drunk would be more like
Yeah,
more aggressive,
I guess so,
they're more
yeah.
loud.
True.
They're more, you
Get you
can't
into shit.
communicate with them.
right. There's no reason.
Where if someone was on
Oh.
hallucinogen, they might be saying.
But you
something.
can't reason with
You might-
people on hallucinogens either.
Sometimes
They're
right?
you
also
can,
not
though.
going to be like violent and stuff like that either.
But they might be dangerous to themselves too.
Exactly.
With
That's
being
the trouble.
incoherent.
Yeah.
But then you're babysitting them at
That's
that
the
point.
point.
Also, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Someone who's belligerent drunk could walk in front of traffic. It happens. But
Been
yeah,
there.
I
Or just fall in traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
leave me here.
Yeah.
I've done. I hate to
Done
say
that
it.
before.
Oh, I'm so bad. Fuck. Getting so wasted you don't fucking want to do anything. That's like the goal of some people's lives.
I don't know how you live. It's so wasted that you
It's
don't
so
want to do
true.
anything.
And you can see it in them too when they're just like, just
You know who
a couple of drinks.
You ever see those like older guys? They're like 30 or 40, and they're like skin on their face, and their neck's like beet red.
Hanging out.
And you're like, I think you drink a lot. People who are just like beet red all the time.
They're red for no reason. Like,
Yeah.
like it's like you look like your head's about to burst all the time.
It doesn't tan.
It's just the alcohol that you're drinking.
Airhead.
Ugh. I don't even go to bars anymore. Last month, bars are so expensive, man. But you kind of get that.
Yeah.
But there are cheap
I don't
bars.
know. Well, yeah, I guess, but like,
Cheap bars are always so shitty.
Like,
Do you
you're
remember
talking,
that? There was a
karaoke bars
bar.
and, like,
No, what was that bar with the hamburger? We used to go to. I've been like
that
once.
one was sick.
What was the price? It was like $1 a
Yeah,
hamburger.
they had their like dinner specials, and you get like a pint of beer with it, and it was like $10 though. And
Yeah.
I remember on like Fridays or something, it was steak and mashed potatoes and vegetables, and a pint
Oh,
of beer for
that's
$10.
actually not bad.
wow.
Yeah, and I remember we would get like 2 of them just like back to back.
Is this place still around? Or is it? No.
They
No,
went
they-
under.
They went out of business fast with that kind of deal. It's like, how are they able to
I went there one
sustain
time. No, it was $2 hamburgers. You brought me there one night. It
Oh
was
shit!
$2
Yeah, they had
hamburgers.
$2 hamburgers.
So we go
too.
there. We
A
go
year
there.
later, it's like, yeah, we're out of
You know
business,
what? It was
guys.
$1 hamburgers, but there was an extra $1 for bacon and cheese or something
Oh.
like
But it's still worth it.
I
It's
never
like,
know.
nuts.
Yeah.
It's
These
like,
guys, yo, these guys used
you
to
stupid nuts.
go. No. These guys used to go batshit crazy for this stupid hamburgers. I remember eating this thing and being like, dude, this tastes like dry fucking meat. Like, this is the grossest shit ever.
You were hard, like, yeah, you would
Yeah.
complain on some food.
It reminded me of my mom's hamburgers. I fucking hated those. Things like the devil, dude. They were like fucking corpses of hamburgers.
Charcoal.
Yeah, man. It's like so dry.
That's the thing I can't stand, though, is just dry like,
hamburger.
meat. It's just,
Some people love it
Dude.
though. You know, people usually like smokes lots of cigarettes.
I can't taste anyway.
I just want my salt. The people who smoke a shit ton of cigarettes love salt, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need it.
Yeah.
My mom quit cigarettes, like a while ago.
Really?
So she
Yeah.
has salt
Yeah,
now?
dude.
Or?
She quit. She just pulled it off.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, son.
Out of nowhere, eh? Just cold turkey? Like, no.
She was having issues with breathing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think
It's her
she.
lungs.
I think
Usually
her
with
lungs are
people
okay
who have
now.
smoked for a long time, their lungs, when they're recovering, you're feeling worse when you're off until
She-
you actually eliminate that
She grew
tar
up in a
bullshit. Then you're
family-
you're a fucking golden.
She grew up in a
asset.
family with a lot of smokers. Like everyone
Yeah.
smoked from a young age.
Hmm.
And I never smoked cigarettes. I fucking hate it. I've had a cigarette like maybe twice.
Yeah.
I fucking can't stand them. After I have one, if I have another one that week, taking a puff off the cigarette will instantly make me vomit. Like right
Really?
away.
It's weird
Sometimes
'cause-
when I get secondhand smoke, it like makes me
Oh,
nauseous.
Yeah.
Gives you a headache kinda.
Yeah.
Ugh. Can't even think about it.
I'll sometimes crave a cigarette when I'm drinking.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's weird. I'm not a smoker at all.
You're a cigar
Like, I
guy
don't-
though.
Yeah, I love cigars.
You're big on
Everything,
cigars.
Yeah. But
But you don't smoke like
no, not regular. Like special.
you know those like
occasions
small
and,
thin ones. You don't smoke those.
I do. I have
Really?
Yeah, I have a few.
Do you have any like Cubans?
No, not right now. But like the thin ones, like the Clint Eastwood ones. Yeah, I have those. Yeah,
I was contemplating starting to smoke like those Colts, those flavored ones or something.
those are
What
are
are
really good.
those,
They're
Prime
sweet flavored,
Times?
right? Yeah.
Prime times?
You would actually smoke them. You just
I don't-
like
no, honestly,
smoking a cigar,
Dude,
working
just
on your car.
At my job, though, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, like I almost want to smoke weed at work, but I just don't do that. And like, but there's times where it's like, fuck, man, I wish I could just get high real quick before doing this.
So let's talk about your work for a second now. You
Yeah.
actually vacate animals from their homes.
Yeah. Well,
That's
from
pretty-
other people's
That's a
homes.
dickhead
So
move
say-
in a way.
So say you're a homeowner.
Do you have sympathy of the animals?
Oh,
So these are just
100%.
wild animals that
Well,
are
keep going.
that shouldn't be there, and then people call you in and
They're
be like,
pests.
we need these removed,
Yeah.
and you're the guy to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And keep in mind we do it humanely.
Right.
Yeah.
If
That's the important part here, folks.
Yeah, of
Don't get
course.
pissed. It's
yeah,
like not killing anything.
Yeah, we'll block up all the entry holes into the home.
Yeah.
There's a few common spots depending on the animal,
Mm-hmm.
and
So if you figure out what animal it is, you'll most likely know where it's hiding.
for the most part, yeah, there's a few like go-to spots. It's not
Yeah.
too hard. Sometimes if you're doing a big house, you gotta search a little harder.
Have you ever had a point where you were like having a hard time finding where the animal was coming from?
Yeah, well, it's fun too, and especially like if you're familiar with video games like Witcher or Skyrim, you're searching for.
Oh, you're
things.
playing detective
Yeah.
at that
you
point. Yeah.
You do play detective.
You're
Every
like what's it
job.
called? A ranger. You're just looking for footprints and like
Yeah.
following it down. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tasting feces?
Yeah.
It's a wall on the trail.
Wait, if you're
You
doing
pissed
it-
here. Still tastes fresh.
Yeah.
Taste it again for no reason.
we,
Second time. It's like
we make jokes about that all the time.
Yeah.
We'll act like Ace Ventura.
Oh,
and stuff like that.
That's like,
And we'll install a one-way door so they can get out, but they can't get back in.
yeah.
And then we will come back in a few weeks, or like a week to 2-3 weeks, and deodorize the entrance, or you can deodorize the whole attic.
How long do they kind of keep that one-way door on for?
Honestly, they're mammals, right? A raccoon, squirrel,
Yeah.
mice, rats.
Do they always got to keep it on?
No, we'll seal it up. Once
Oh,
they're out of the
seal it?
home, then we'll seal it up so they can't get back in.
Okay.
Traditionally, when house builders and construction workers of different trades,
Yeah.
when they're building homes, they're doing it for humans.
Yeah.
Like roofers are keeping water out of the house.
Right.
They're not worried about mice and squirrels, and
Yeah.
like if they were going to build a pest-proof home right off of the bat, the costs would be astronomical, and there would be absolutely no tolerance. When you're having five,
you're
to
building a
s-
fortress at that point. Right?
Exactly.
It's like impenetrable by any ant or like anything. Right? It's like,
when you have a few different materials meeting up in one corner, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty difficult to not have imperfections of
Right.
like
Yeah.
an inch.
Yeah. And what happens is those animals actually bend some of those holes open.
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah,
they chew.
like rats,
chew it?
rats and stuff will
Squirrels,
chew
yeah.
through walls,
Their
and it's
teeth
like
keep growing; they never stop growing.
Yeah.
So they have to like keep them down.
Really?
Yeah. So wood and things like that, they'll just keep chewing and chewing and chewing.
mhm.
Oh, shit.
And in the winter time or in the rain, cold weather, they'll feel the heat coming from inside of the house.
Of course, yeah.
And then wherever the most heat is coming out, that's where they're going to
Typically.
start
Oh.
burrowing
Makes
away
sense.
in.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Fuck, that's if you're an animal, that's such a nice
that's why you-
ride, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get up there and you're just
So
like,
you-
yes, I'm
So
not.
probably
gonna
in
die
the
this year.
winter is where you get most of your work because they're all just trying to come towards heat sources.
Well, a
right?
lot of them are hibernating too.
Yeah.
So a lot of successful animals, the smart ones who get successful for the winter, they found a sweet home already.
Yeah.
If they're smart, well, they don't know if they are or aren't. They just happen to be in a situation where maybe the homeowners don't care
Mhm.
or aren't home or aren't in a spot in the house where they can hear it.
Yeah.
And, the animals get lucky.
Holy shit. So sometimes they get away with it.
For a bit, until the damage in the attic gets so bad that...
Is it damages that make you get
well,
you
they can
there?
chew on wires.
Yeah.
They'll start moving around the insulation so much, and
Yeah.
if your house doesn't have much insulation in it, they're right on top of drywall at that point, where a lot of the wires are going to be, and they just have a habit to chew things.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of time until they'll find a way like into the house. It's not so common. Usually it gets stopped before that happens,
Mhm.
but they'll make their way into the walls.
Have they
and-
ever made it? Like when you see a mouse run across the kitchen floor, is that because it's made it all the way in?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's usually
Um,
mice or rats that are able to do that because
well,
they chew through more of the things. right?
95% of the houses in the GTA have mice. It's just whether
I
or
believe
not
that. Yeah, it's
whether or not the infestation, like if it's bad enough for it to be an infestation.
Yeah.
Like I can almost guarantee you, all attics, if the house has been up for 2 years, has mice in it.
The attics.
Oh yeah, that's where they'll go to.
Why? Because the heat
once-
rises?
Well, that's usually the first way in.
attic's
They
easy to
get
get into
the
too,
wall,
right?
and then they
Yeah.
go upwards, and they're in the attic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Break in through soffit gaps because
Yeah.
usually they're bigger, keep in mind too, mice can run right up vertical walls. So they'll just go onto the brick and they just run
Are you
right
serious?
up.
That's scary.
3
Like,
stories
just
tall.
seen a
Yo,
mouse run up
a
a wall.
mouse- if a
Well,
mouse
3
was a-
stories tall, it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
matter.
crazy.
Dude, if the mouse was the size of a giraffe or a rhino and it was fucking taking people, holy shit! A mouse the size of a giraffe just fucking murking people, running up fucking buildings
what's
and
like-
shit.
One of the reasons they're able to do that though is because of they're so small.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Their hearts beat like 700 times.
Yeah, they have short
Yeah,
lifespans.
it's
They're like a
crazy.
year or 2 years or something, or maybe
A
less.
little
I know
bit.
rats are like 2 years at
Yeah,
the
they're
most,
small,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. But what's the hardest thing you ever had to catch?
There's a
Definitely
raccoon.
Do you catch them? Do you ever actually have the net with the pole?
Yeah, a snare. He uses a snare.
You just
You've done this?
go to a
Yeah.
corner.
You've wrestled some
yeah,
raccoons.
yeah, it's pretty fun. You just pretty much get the loop and you wait until they walk through the loop. You try and set it up so it gets their arms around it, and then you
They
just pull
probably
the
get
cord.
like very vicious though too, right? Because
Have
yeah.
they?
Oh
So
yeah.
they're not used to like a human trying to like fuck with
Imagine
it,
like
right?
a 2 or 3-year-old toddler, like literally having the worst temper tantrum ever.
Yeah.
And it's just grabbing onto everything, like even to the point where the toddler will be breaking like glass and stuff just to get its way. That's what a raccoon would be like.
They smash
Wow.
everything,
Everything.
and you just have to like hold on to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Do they pump a lot of pole, those little guys?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Actually. If you get like a big one too,
Oh,
that's
shit.
like
Yeah.
where you can tell, okay, this fucker's been around for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Holy shit!
Like they're smart too. They're
The big
they're-
ones?
Oh yeah,
they're not
raccoons
dumb.
are. Yeah.
If they don't want to be caught, like they're careful about it. And the second that they get the impression that like, oh shit, like it's fight or like I'm going somewhere I don't want to be.
Right.
Where do you bring them when you catch them?
Legally, you have to bring them between like 1 kilometer to 1.5 kilometers away from where you found them.
Yeah.
Just like in the wild somewhere, like.
Well, yeah, you would have to release them somewhere in the wild where they would have a chance. But
Yeah.
honestly, they have a 3-kilometer radius.
So you can go further.
You technically would. What I would try to do is just bring the raccoon where it has a chance of survival. Where it's
Like a forest or something?
Yeah, exactly. He'll run up a tree. Nighttime will come around. The raccoon's just going to go off instinct. He'll be fine.
Mhm.
Do you think no?
As long as they have fresh water,
What's-
and like
what's the
anywhere in
pers-
the city, like they're fine.
What's the percentage of raccoons you think that as soon as you drop them off, they're like they get out of jail, they land right at the door, like I'm going right back to that motherfucking house to go get some garbage.
If it's far enough away, like keep in mind like how long would it take for like a human to walk a block?
Yeah.
Now imagine yourself the size of a raccoon.
Yeah.
So it
Day.
takes time, right?
Couple days.
It takes time to get that far.
Have
So
they
they do
ever
the
gone
traveling at night too.
Have
when
they ever
nobody's
gone back?
around. Like it's like possums when you see them at like 3 in the morning. It's
Possum.
that's the only
Yo,
time they ever.
have you ever had to
come
catch a possum?
Not yet.
Holy-
They're the only ones in Canada. So they have the little pouch in the front. They carry their babies in the
in.
punch.
Yeah, like a
Really?
kangaroo kind of.
So you don't typically grab the snare around their arms, do you?
Well, usually if we're dealing with them, possums are going to be on the ground. They're
They
not
just lie
really
down?
good climbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Raccoons are amazing at climbing. They can climb really well. They can get into really tight crevices. They're crafty little bastards, and they have like, opposable fingers too.
They like human hands.
Yeah,
they look
they do.
almost like, but they have
Oh,
nails.
have you ever
yeah,
been grabbed or
like
bit by a
sharp.
raccoon?
I've played with one actually. Like,
You played with one?
yeah, like I have a video. Didn't I show you it?
No.
Like one that you actually caught from the.
This was just at my house. I was just.
Oh no! way.
What? Just a
I
wild
was
raccoon.
just studying it, and yeah, like I was just like feeding. You're not supposed to feed them. Never feed them.
But you're
Yeah.
feeding them.
Well, that's how they stick around. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah. You like your raccoon.
I named him Rascal.
Rascal.
So this guy keeps coming back like every.
That's his raccoon,
every
yo.
so
That's his
often.
pet
Yeah,
raccoon.
it's just
I got a raccoon out of the top of that.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
wow.
You had to climb up
it's one
there.
of those ad signs.
Yeah.
things,
Holy
right, the
shit.
towers, yeah.
They made you
That's
go
like
after a
6
raccoon up there.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
kinda
6
merciless.
stories up.
But who in that situation, like who would that bother though? Like it's
the
not.
people, the workers.
Oh, the
change
workers
all
have to
the
change the
lights.
sign and
Oh.
everything. Yeah,
So they're
okay.
not going to risk like
Right.
getting rabies or
Yeah,
something like that.
fair enough.
You're sitting there fucking climbing gear, getting ready to go get a fucking raccoon and rabies infested raccoon. All right.
Well, and that's the
Starts
thing too.
attacking
You
you.
can't even wear a harness for that kind of stuff. Like it would be dangerous.
You don't advocate not wearing harness for sure.
No, but like, there's no point beating around the bush. Like, in order to do my type of job, like, if you're not willing to like do that dangerous shit, like, you can't.
You don't
do the
belong
job.
there. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
fair enough.
A lot
I
of
mean,
jobs,
that's-
but there's
you
a
know
lot
what
of
you're
jobs
getting
like
yourself into. That
Yeah.
kind of works. So it's like you either do it or you don't. Right? It's
Yeah.
like just find something else.
Like,
Yeah.
granted, you could be like, oh, that's not safe. Like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Have
to
you-
wait until the circumstances are better?
that. Have
or
you ever
just
had an
be a
issue with
soldier?
deer, or have you ever heard of someone having an issue with deer?
No, not really. You
No,
can scare them away.
in Toronto,
You're more like domestic, like housings and stuff.
If they
right?
build up a nest though, and you like come up to it, the mother will like.
fuck you up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
sure,
I can
yeah.
imagine.
Go
Any
home.
animal though. would
Do you
be
like see the mother? It's like all jacked with tattoos, just getting ready to kick the shit out of you. Fucking 1-2
Did you catch
punch.
anything weird before? Like strangest thing?
I've done skunks. Skunks are pretty fun.
Have you ever been sprayed? Have you ever seen it sprayed?
Well, Ryder and I got sprayed at my house.
Did you get tranked?
I feel like
No.
Ryder got sprayed in the face one time when I was with you.
Ryder's Dylan's dog.
Yeah, he's
I
a
don't know,
husky.
but
Wait, Ryder's been sprayed before?
Yeah, so listen to this.
Yeah.
John remembers this. We were
we
walking,
were walking with him.
self-service, and he stuck his head into the fucking bushes to go after something. I was like, okay, buddy. And he kept going there. Like, he kept fucking, like, doing something. I was like, okay, come on. And, like, I finally pulled him away. And we're walking, and I'm thinking, skunk sprayed. He's like, yeah, skunk sprayed. But we're still walking. And we're walking for a while.
The smell wouldn't go away.
We were walking for a while. I'm like, skunk sprayed, man. I really smelled from far away. And then,
It's pretty potent.
and then eventually he's like, think Ryder got sprayed. I'm like, let's walk for a little longer.
Yeah.
We're already so far away
We're
from where
playing with him and everything.
Yeah, we're walking. I'm like, we're walking really far away, and then eventually I'm like, I'm gonna check him. I start smelling him, and then I smell his forehead, and it's fucking like my nose
Yeah.
receptacles just were like dead on impact, like fucking nuked. I was like, what the
It's,
fuck? As he got sprayed, and we brought him back to the house. Instead of using tomato bath, I used this
body spray. Just masked the odor.
You got all the bitches. No, I fucking used the shampoo,
Yeah.
and I fucking
it was specifically
it was skin irritation shampoo.
Wow.
It's pretty expensive, but we just so happen to have a bottle.
I don't think
that's
any
given
kind
to
of
us.
shampoo would work on a skunk spray.
No,
though.
that did.
So,
Oh, there's the raccoon. Look at this guy.
he's showing the
Yo,
video
he
of the
looks like he's
raccoon.
wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah.
This is the raccoon at your house?
Yeah.
How'd you get so fucking
bit
close
me.
to him?
That's
He bit you? He just bit you.
No biting.
Wow.
No biting. He says to the raccoon.
This
No
raccoon
biting.
is
Yeah.
really chill.
He says no biting.
It just looks like a little. It looks like a little cat. Like
Holy
it's
shit!
just-
It's sniffing the camera. Are you touching it? Holy shit! Look at you.
Hey!
He
Raccoon, I guess, but
is a raccoon. I guess. Is he drinking? You feed him the water?
Yeah, look, he washes his hands.
You
Oh,
gave
wow.
him the water?
wash your hands after eating.
He just ate you.
That's actually really cute.
Holy shit! You pet him.
I tried to. He wasn't really fond of me touching him.
You'll break down those barriers. Just keep
So
feeding
you're
him.
totally,
Just keep
like-
feeding him. Keep feeding him and shit. till
No, but
you
you're
just
totally
pet
okay at this point with him biting you because you have like the rabies shots and everything. It's like,
I never had my rabies shot at this point.
at
This
this point you
raccoon-
did. Wow, that's ballsy.
You're fucking
You're just
crazy.
like-
No bite.
You can tell he's
He's trying to touch you.
he's a juvenile too. You can see for sure.
You don't want to stick your finger out there, though, eh?
Well, you do have to obviously be a little cautious.
Wow. You're really letting him. You're really.
so friendly.
It's not even friendly. Dylan's really being kind of.
No, but the raccoon, like
That's
I thought it
wild.
would be a lot more like scared.
They're so
of a
timid.
human,
The raccoons
right?
by my place are timid. They run away.
Yeah, this guy's like.
Because they're smart.
Yeah.
This raccoon, like honestly, I just probably like killed this raccoon in the future because it could trust the wrong human now.
Right. And that's the thing, like,
Oh, shit.
no matter how cute it is or how approachable
Wow,
it is,
you got
I always,
so close.
You,
You're
you
so
always got
close
to have
it.
that. You have to put that,
Look, he's
keep that
bailing.
fear of humans in him, right?
He's bailing. Oh, look at the big ass tail. Jesus Christ.
Try touching it too.
Who's got your name?
He's got your tail. He's got your tail.
Raccoon's like,
Oh, you should post it on YouTube.
Big old mess. Right off. See what I can put up.
that's cool. That's really cool.
That's fucking funny.
Uh,
Oh my god. Yo.
Take selfies with it.
Oh my god. That's a sick selfie. You did like total douchebag mode too. You're like, different angles. Oh. Sorry for the people who are watching.
the one with the raccoon flipping you off.
He's doing like cool selfies with the raccoon. Actually, you were a runway model once, right?
Yeah, one time. That was for
An art project or a fashion project or something.
one of my girlfriend's friends was doing a art project for school, and what was it called? X something.
Something fashion show.
Some fashion show. And there was some famous model there that was like organizing it as well. And you got to wear some Backstreet Boys looking outfit, and there was a lot of hot women around. too.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's a model show. Right?
Yeah.
You were in you were in pretty good shape at the time,
Yeah.
and that is what makes, to me, what I found comical. You did a good job, obviously. You know, you did Blue Steel the shit out of that shit. So he fucking, I hear, this is from my perspective, I hear Dylan did like a model thing, and I'm like, what? Dylan was a model? And I'm actually like talking to you and hanging out
That's
with
the
you.
first thing
You just did it
mentioned.
randomly. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting you to do it. It was like, I hadn't talked to you for like 2 days or something. I'm like, what? Check the fucking internet. I'm like, holy shit. And
So shit's real.
so he's a model, but they literally give him a shirt that just sees through plastic, so it's just all, he's basically topless. I fucking die laughing. I was like, oh my god, he's wearing a see-through raincoat. But he was like owning his shit too. He was like staring dead at the camera.
Confident as fuck walking down the runway.
Because there was like this whole training thing where
They trained you a little bit?
I know, right? Like actually, everyone had to like, hey, just walk out here, pretend this is the runway.
Oh shit.
And she would actually tell you like, no, do it again. Like, no, do it again. I managed to like.
Were you thinking?
Banged mine off perfectly.
Were you
Yeah.
thinking like Ben Stiller? Were you trying to do Blue Steel? a
Oh,
little
dude,
bit?
it was so hard not to like think like that.
Were you?
But,
You didn't think like
no,
that?
Of course, you managed to like. Man, you just start laughing.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things too. Is like everybody walks every fucking day, like
Yeah,
all the
right.
time. But thinking about walking when you're walking is
It's
actually
hard as
Yeah, you
fuck.
actually can.
You're like,
Well, that's when you get nervous,
Place
right?
this?
Yeah.
It's like,
Was it just like fucking cameras going off left, right, center?
pretty much, but like not ridiculous. Ridiculous. There's probably
so was
a
it
few hundred people.
was
there
it
for
hard
sure.
at all?
Well, and yeah, that's another thing. Like the stereotype of like models and like actors being like airheads, it's so true.
Oh shit!
I thought he was just gonna go like, no, it's actually like really demanding.
dropped.
I remember we were all sitting on like these bleachers, and I don't know. I'm the type of person that just kind of like people watches, and like
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
I
get it,
accidentally
same way.
will eavesdrop on people. Like if they're being super loud and you can hear everything that they're saying,
Can't
it's
help
kind of
it,
hard
yeah.
not to, right?
Yeah,
And you would
absolutely.
hear girls like trash talking one of their friends who's like doing their like practice thing, and then
It's like some kind of drama.
immediately when they come back, like oh that was such a good run, this and that, and they're like being such
Oh shit!
little
Yeah, of
Two-faced
course.
little.
Yeah.
Of course. They're assassins, man.
yeah.
They're all-
it's
Well,
all
they're
super
they're
true.
threatened, right? It's like they
Of
see a
course,
prettier younger
the
girl
competition
there.
for them
It's
is a
like
competition. You were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're taking it more seriously, it's a different level.
yeah. For you, it was probably a joke, right? You're just like,
Yeah, I
It's like,
thought it was pretty cool.
And there's probably other models that are like fucking just like
Just-
jealous as fuck of you because
Yeah.
you're not taking it seriously, and these guys are trying to make
I
a
swear to
living
God,
off of
there
it.
probably
It's like-
was a few of
They're
them.
probably looking at you like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is he eating? They're not thinking about anything. They're not thinking about. It's true. Models don't really like. I find they don't actually like do hard workouts. They just like, okay, I'm just gonna eat this piece of celery, and
for the
we're good.
entire day.
There was
We're
a
good.
few that
We're
you
good.
could see. There was like a couple of like and guys too, like males, and they were like little big man syndrome. You could see it in them where they're just trying so hard. And
This is my whole life.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Flamboyance. Yeah.
Because of that, it was just like extra fail. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe if you're trying to like,
So you could say that there was actually a bunch of people who were trying to do modeling there.
oh yeah,
How many people do you think were there? Was their first time?
oh there was quite a few too.
There was quite a few,
Uh,
but they were like, "This is my big shot,"
yeah.
and you're just like, "Give me the raincoat."
See the fact that you didn't take it as seriously as them probably helped you because you went in with a lot more confidence and like you just less worrying about it and like
I did try. I tried not to screw up.
right.
I didn't.
But that's
try
the
to
extent
go
of it.
above
You're
and
not
beyond.
looking to
Yeah.
make it a career and shit.
Yeah.
Just see like a magazine, the next big.
He's on the cover of Vogue. And
Yeah.
shit.
Gets named Woman of the Year. Bono got named Woman of the Year.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous.
That's weird. It was Glamour magazine named Bono.
Woman
Bono, the lead singer
of
of
the
U2,
Year.
Woman of the Year.
But he's not a
Is
woman.
that
This
like
Bono
a?
cooks and cleans like your wife never will.
That's weird. I think it's a whole. I think they're just battling like sexism at that point, right? It's
I have
like,
a
what
question.
is a
I have a
woman
question.
at this
No,
point?
I have a question.
You know?
I have a question.
Yeah.
That uniform you wore was see-through, revealing his entire upper body. Now, I know women do that inside fashion shows, but
Yeah.
oh fuck, actually, fashion shows are pretty fucked up. They have women doing shit like that, don't
Honestly, like I don't know who would wear a lot of that stuff. They just
Any of it. Any of it.
It's not like
And
street fashion though. It's
any
more like
fashion show. There's not a single
there's
fashion
some
show.
weird outfits that
Well,
I've
that's
seen.
the
Like
part that like is a little bit confusing to me. It's like, what the hell's the point? If
I
you never
know,
wear it?
I know. Well, because there's two types of fashion shows. There's fashion shows where people are competing. They just cheered 2 shots and the world exploded. There's fashion shows where people are competing like, yo, I'm going to be the most fashionable person to ever wear this fashionable dress.
yeah.
And then there's people that are doing fashion shows where it's like, the new Calvin Klein lineup. And they'll do like, you know what I mean? Like,
And that's like, okay, like shit that people are actually going to wear, but the stuff where
what, if you like biased towards the only like fashion shows that are like fucking the Gap and shit? And then it's like designer shit, and you're like, nah.
Well, there can be nice clothes, absolutely. If like even if it's going to be like super fancy stuff that like you're only going to wear like once or twice a year, but some
The
of it's
price.
just absolutely absurd.
The price on some of those fashion show dresses are fucking absolutely insane. They're like $7,000 for a dress.
But I think that's
And that's like a wear
primarily-
once only type of thing. You
Yeah.
know, if anyone could afford that shit, they're just burning it after they wear it the one day. It's like, fuck it, I can't wear it again after
The
that.
elites, like
Yeah.
The elites.
It's pretty much a status.
They're
It's a
all
status
just like
symbol.
fashion week runway models.
Dressed
All
like
the elites.
retards.
He's one of the world's elite. He's wearing like the fucking weird clothes and shit.
But there are celebrities who do that. Like Lady Gaga is one of them.
Yeah,
she's
she's weird. Like
that's
that.
model. Those are model outfits that she's wearing. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
weird
Who
shit.
else
Like
wears that
an
shit?
entire dress made out of meat. You
Ew.
would see that
Oh,
like on a
that's
fucking
gross.
runway. Like,
that's actually probably perfectly.
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
trying
just
to
weird
say.
shit.
Why?
yeah, like there's no rhyme or reason. I guess it's more shock value at that point, right?
Uh-huh.
Shock factor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like let's
Look
see
at
what
me.
kind of cool shit I can come up with that's just gonna surprise everyone. All right, break time.
We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
What are we doing for
Do
the
an
break?
acapella,
Do an acapella?
and then Dylan will send us off saying we're going into a break. Will you?
Going to a break. We're going to a break. About to take a break.
Break.
And we're
And we're
back.
back.
We're back.
Right back where we left off.
Yeah, what happened? Nazi Germany was taking over the world and what?
Wait, what?
No, okay, never mind. Anyway, listen. So there's these things where okay, this is weird and awkward how I introduced it. Fucked up every word on the way in.
Interjected it.
Listen, so basically there's this shit where you can have like a radio and it can pick up some weird numbers. Now these numbers are just like a person
Oh, number
saying them.
stations. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it's usually like this female chick. I wonder who this chick is. It's probably
No. You know what?
it's-
You can pick these up. It's like they're like military radios called ham radios. That they're used to. You can intercept like other frequencies, like police call, like
yeah.
police calls, was it walkie-talkie signals, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of there's these secret well, not secret, but you can pick them up, and there's something called number stations where it's just like a recording of a person just saying different numbers in a series of order.
Like
Yeah.
in
Right.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Kind
Is
of,
that
yeah.
it? Is
Yeah,
that-
yeah, it's kind of like if you ever played Call of Duty Black Ops, yeah, but it's different though. The numbers in Call of Duty Black Ops
I'm gonna pull it up and actually like.
So
I'll see it,
basically, people hear these people saying these numbers, but they don't know what
yeah. It's
the numbers
creepy
mean.
as fuck. Yeah, it's
They have no. So as of right, and how long has it been going on for?
and each country has their own like recording. Like it's weird.
Oh,
Like Sweden
shit.
will have its own number
So have
stations.
you heard Canada's?
They might have one actually.
I've never heard Canada's. What the fuck?
But it's weird because nobody knows why these things exist. Like
Yeah.
they're thinking that it's like communications between spies or something.
That's what they thought.
But
yeah.
it was being used during the Cold War, right?
Yeah.
But
So
the thing
that's
is, like,
what's wrong, right?
a lot of like the Cold War is pretty much like over at this point. But these number
Sort of.
stations, these number stations are still going.
They've
Like
been
they're
going.
they're still sending out signals.
But
It's
what
like
the,
weird
who the
as
fuck
fuck.
are they talking
Like-
to?
It doesn't make sense. Like, hold on.
I wonder. Do you think the numbers just being? No, never mind. I was gonna say like maybe they like. Oh, this is weird.
There's a.
What the fuck? It's like a horror movie, dude. Was she the German? Oh, that's the English one. Oh, that's creepy.
That's an English one.
That's
Yeah, and
what?
there's like, It's just creepy as fuck though, and nobody knows why these exist. Like they're just
This
random
is so.
recording of
This is so like conspiracy theorist
Right?
shit.
yeah, like everyone has their different conspiracies about it.
7, 8, 9, 6. Eating beans. Start from there. Gets to take lunch.
Just weird shit though. Like there's one, yeah, this one. It's like from Sweden. This
Oh
one
god,
of
you're gonna
those
say
I
some
heard.
creepy shit, man. I'm one of those people that like.
You
Here-
can't handle it.
No, I can handle it, but motherfucker, I hate it. Oh, this is weird. Please stand by. Shitty video already.
Gotta skip forward.
Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, that's a creepy picture, man. What? This played in some country?
This actually plays during it too. I guess it's like a testing.
What the fuck, man? Why is the world so creepy, you fucking creeps?
I don't know why this person chose this picture to put up.
Because they want to creep you out more. It's like, yes, this person saying numbers is so creepy. Be afraid of the numbers. What if it's just a bunch of fucking pranksters?
It sounds like German.
She does sound kind of.
Just
Maybe-
banging the number station.
Maybe it's a weird fetish thing.
7, 6. Thrusting her from behind.
Oh shit! What if it's just like a massive, like, weird, people have like weird obsessions with people saying numbers, and they're all like, yo, let's create this fetish, we'll do it on a radio
But why is
signal
this shit still going on? That's weird though. It's like
to get people off.
it's like part of a fetish.
Yeah.
It's like tune in next week on number stations.
Oh, thoughts. It's happening.
78.
You guys want to get off?
7 million. Have you ever heard me say 7 million before?
I'll say it in 7 million different ways.
Can you imagine it starts getting like all like pop like, and they start just be like, yeah, 7, 8. The guy's like really like laid back and like chill. 11, 12, 13.
All no made pop culture when
Yeah,
Kanye
14.
uses it as a sample for like
Yeah.
his album.
Yeah. Some
Numbers.
guys saying numbers.
Yeah.
1, 2,
That's a boring fucking job, though. All right, Miss, we're just gonna have you say all these letters and numbers, or sorry, numbers, just numbers, right? We're gonna have you say all these numbers.
Well, it's
And
basically
like a
1 to
huge-
10, right? Like,
But it's,
or
it's
0 to
endless,
10.
no? Does it just play?
No, it's
constantly?
0 to 10 that she had to record. She must have had to record, and then they just splice it.
No, it
into
sounds like
whatever.
she's saying the whole numbers when she's saying it. I don't hear a space in between. She's not like, fucking
as if
27.
she's, yeah, reading them off.
yeah.
Nuclear codes.
Nuclear codes. They're just random nuclear.
They're just
codes.
launching codes to prevent nukes from going off,
And then the
once
other
it's-
codes are like trying to shoot them, and they're just like having a battle of the
intercepting
numbers.
like launching codes.
Coordinates. Or
It could be just
something.
like a different form of communication, like Morse
For
code,
weirdos.
right? Remember how like Morse code is just tapping, right? Where you-
Maybe this
it's a
is
series of like
maybe.
taps.
I'm just saying. I know this is criticized.
Hmm.
What if that's how the Illuminati communicate? In a way.
Hype confirmed. Illuminati.
Who here
It's
believes
confirmed.
Who here
It's
believes in,
confirmed.
who here believes in Illuminati? Raise your hand.
Don't blame me.
Nobody believes
Maybe.
in Illuminati.
I don't know, man. It's
Toronto had a talk show called the Dean Blundell Show. It was a radio show.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, that was a good show. That was funny.
People, you either
They lost
really
their
loved
shit on
it.
it, though.
There are people who fucking hated it.
yeah.
Well, you know what?
You either loved it or hated
They
it.
got destroyed by the political correctness world.
That's what
Like,
ended
the
up
world killed
fucking him
him.
over because he made anti-gay comments or something,
Something,
and they
and he didn't even
canceled the show.
he didn't really mean it. I don't think.
I think it was just an excuse
And
because
how many
I think
years
that
ago
radio
he got
station
kicked
it was
off
the
radio.
edge.
He got kicked off the radio
But they
previously.
were heading in a different direction, and they didn't want him to be part of it.
Yeah.
Because now they're all like hipster as fuck, and say, I don't know if you
Yeah,
listen to
it's
it,
garbage
it's
now. If you
garbage
listen
now.
to any Toronto, all radio sucks now, man. No offense, but it does. All radio's garbage.
Biggs and Bar on 97.
Biggs and Bar is pretty good.
What's
I
Biggs
like
and
them.
Bar?
Yeah, Biggs and Bar is a good
97.7 in the
station.
morning.
I never heard it. Are they
It's a
good?
Good morning show. Yeah.
Are they fucked up?
No, they're
funny.
just they're
dumb,
funny.
They're funny.
Yeah.
You'd like them.
Yeah.
I like
I
them.
think you would like them.
I'm gonna meet them in a bar one
They're
day.
just like two
I heard
regular
Biggs
guys
Bar.
that just shoot the shit, and it's like
So one guy's name's Bar.
Biggs and Bar. Yeah.
Jason Bar.
Jason
Oh,
Bar.
it's his last name. I thought that was like a nickname. It's a weird nickname.
And then they got
Bars.
Pasty Jamie, who's like one of their guys. Yeah, the guy they rag on all the time. He's
Yo,
like the third guy that they
We
just,
need a guy like that. We need a guy that just sits in the corner, just like, shut up, Steve.
you
Fuck
just
you,
bully
Steve.
him. It's like,
Smack your hand against his forehead. Fuck you, Steve. We should just make him up and pretend he's here all the
Actually, he
time.
revolts.
He
Just kills us
kills
while
us
we're
all.
fucking recording.
Oh my god, we thought Steve was made up. He's fucking killed all of us.
It's been a good show. We had
Yeah.
Dylan on as a guest. Great time.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
It
Yeah.
was very insightful.
Anytime.
A lot of knowledge was dropped. Some bombs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great. Actually.
what? What do you
What?
have there?
Oh, I have.
What could? What is
I have
that?
a surprise.
Oh my god! Did Christmas come early this year? Jesus Christ! Oh my god!
My goodness.
This is a
Jesus
team.
Christ! Oh, that was you did it so rough.
It's Jack Link's beef jerky, guys.
Jalapeno. Do you-
Jalapeno.
Do you mind if I indulge in some of this
Yeah,
delicious
indulge on
beef
it.
jerky?
Yeah, we're gonna.
We're
eat
not
some
supposed to the size of that
delicious beef
big
Oh,
thick
man.
piece of meat. The beef jerky.
I like chewing little pieces first.
So good.
It almost tastes like cardboard in the beginning, but then
It's
it's
about
soft
the
when it goes into
manliest
meat.
thing you can eat right now.
So. I'm really chewing through it.
I like it getting stuck in my teeth.
That's the best way. Getting the top some jalapeno beef jerky.
Oh, he's in on this too, right?
Wow, it's so good. Oh god, this is how animals feel when they're eating other animals. It's great. No wonder they do it.
I'm at a loss for words right now. It's so delicious.
I wonder what it tastes like before they kill it.
Does it have to be a jalapeno cow?
I think they're raised in Mexico. Yeah,
No.
jalapeno cows. You have to.
Jalapeno cow.
They have to eat a lot of jalapenos. They really do. They have to eat so many jalapenos that it actually
Jalapeno injections.
goes into the meat and goes in the skin. They pretty much just eat jalapenos.
Oh.
They live on a solid diet of jalapenos, and they only hang out where jalapenos are from.
There's just a field of jalapenos that they eat like all day.
And jalapeno cows.
Jalapeno kills.
Jalapeno fields.
And
Jalapeno.
what about teriyaki? Wait, hold on.
Jalapeno tree.
What about teriyaki jerky?
That's a thing too.
Well, they're in China.
I guess it would be like
They're in
a
China.
Teriyaki.
teriyaki
What's teriyaki exactly?
sauce.
Yeah, comes from the teriyaki plant.
Is it an actual plant?
Do they eat the plant or do they drink the sauce?
I guess both. I don't know if it's around.
Do they just drink the
teriyaki.
sauce all day?
Teriyaki is like a combination of like soy and some other shit, right? It's like barbecue
So
sauce.
you think? But let me get this right. You think that that's what they do?
I don't know. All I know is this Jack Link's tastes amazing.
Jack Link's taste amazing.
Great way to end the show.
It's been fun.
Yeah. All right, folks.
If you ever need your raccoons caught, if you know what I mean, you can give
Dylan's the man to do it.
Dylan Wildlife Foundation a call.
All right, guys.
They are not a no-kill shelter.
Have a good night. Peace.